Hello there, my name is Paisley. Welcome to a special episode of my Dark Souls 3 Let's Play. In this episode, we're going to just be finishing up and cleaning up some stuff I missed, essentially. I am playing another character alongside of this character, so I have been finding some things that I missed on my first way through. I have had the chance to run through the areas that I've played through up to this point a few times. So these are just some things I found on other characters, and eventually had to go back with this character to do. Some of the things in this video I unfortunately can't do with my current character. In fact, there's an entire covenant that I'm pretty sure I've screwed over for myself. It's not the biggest deal in the world, as you'll see. It's a PvP covenant. But there's still some lore, and there's still an NPC that has some dialogue, so I thought I'd at least get that on video for your viewing pleasure, and that's pretty much it. By the way, I'm trying to cut off its tail, if you're wondering. There are enemies in the past games that if you cut off their tail, you get items, so I thought maybe that would be the case. It didn't seem to be the case, so no big deal. That's the Crystal Lizard, essentially. So I hope you enjoy this episode. A Titanite scale. Titanite altered by a soul. Reinforces soul transposed weapons to +4. Weapons forged by soul transposition can only be reinforced by Titanite of the same kind. In rare cases, Crystal Lizard devour souls, growing to monstrous proportion and leaving these great scales. The next area we're going to look at is the area with the dragon. We didn't fully flush out the whole left side of this area, so I thought I'd go back and see what the heck I exactly missed. This is probably not the best way to do this. Honestly, something I do just after this would probably been better to do first before I tried to grab these items. But I still manage. Some flame to the back there, but not enough to kill me. Pick up the Claymore, the weapon I've been looking for and trying to find this entire time. It's right in front of me. This will be a weapon I will be using in my Let's Play, and it is a weapon I did enjoy in the past games, so we'll just see how much I like it in these next few episodes. Once again, probably not the best way to do this. Yeah, not a whole crazy lot of stuff in this tower, just a chest. But, as you'll see here, this isn't any ordinary chest. Yeah, it's a mimic, as you can see. So, the mimics in the game, you can tell them apart by their chain and the fact that the mimics do breathe. You can see the chest lid moving up and down, and you can see the teeth if you look hard enough. Yeah, so after we exit through this door here, this is the other side of the tower, and the dragon's right above me. These are the two guys outside of there, so I'm assuming they were supposed to ambush you as you came out of here the first time. But now that I know that they're there, there's no big threat, and just the night dude. So now I'm going to be taking out the dragon. See, this is something I should have done before I went and grabbed all those items and went into the tower, but didn't think about it until after. I had a bow and arrow, so make quick work of that. Large titanite shard. And the dragon flies away and blinks off into the background, disappearing into the clouds. And just a missed item is just a soul. Not a big deal. No lore aspects there. And, this is kind of silly that I missed this. I don't know how I walked past this doorway so many times. That sword makes quick work of this night. After killing Mr. Thief Dude. Getting some throwing knives. We walk through this obvious door, standing right here. Climb the tower, and oh look, a bonfire. If only I had known about this earlier. It would have made the area after this a lot more easy. I wouldn't have to have killed that knight over and over again, but I guess I got good in the end and managed to beat it anyway. So I'm not exactly... It wasn't entirely a loss. I felt that it warmed me up good enough for the next area, which is nice. And I had an extra little titanite shard sitting over there, and that's about it for this. So now we're moving on to the Undead Settlement. If you remember correctly, there was an area that had a door just over here. And the door was locked from the other side. And I couldn't figure out how to get it. Oh, there's also an item that I missed that was right here. No big deal, once again, just a soul item. But, I figured out, if you come over here, kill this dude just for good measure, that there's a hole in the floor that drops down into that room. We pick up the Warrior of Sunlight Medallion. An ancient talisman depicting a holy symbol bestowed upon the Warriors of Sunlight, equipped to pledge oneself to the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant. Warriors of Sunlight are brilliantly beaming cooperators who place their golden signatures to help those in need, for it is their duty to deliver a great conquest to their summoner. So this is the Warrior of Sunlight Covenant, also known as the Sunbros. They are a friendly summon covenant where they can help you with bosses just like any other regular phantom, but instead of being a white phantom, they have a gold aura. And you will get Sunlight Covenant items by summoning these warriors or being a warrior yourself and defeating a boss. And then there's Estus Soup, which is interesting because that implies that you can cook Estus, which is interesting to me. It seems they've never really explained Estus past you get it restored at bonfires. Now, just with a quick hop down here, kill off these two dudes without getting hit. Dodge and weave and dodge and weave. Pop this guy in the face, finish him off. Pop a few shots in this guy to kill him. Overpower this guy. The hits were intended. Pretty good feet work and quite a sick dodge if I do say so myself. Make sure to climb up this ladder for no reason. That's definitely important for this part. We'll go right over here. Make sure to get shot in the back and get pissed off at the dude that did it. And this thing we can interact with.
Another Nana disappeared. So Grunton carries a cage. He ever has his cage. And Nana's never coming back. So come into the cage and become Nana's shade.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but interesting nonetheless. Something to keep in mind when walking forward into the lore. And now to finish off the show, we have Yap Yap, my third character I made specifically just for this. This is something, as you'll recognize this area right away, but something that's kind of weird about this area that I wish I hadn't rushed, and once again, not all enemies are hostile, and if I had remembered that, in this specific case, probably would have helped me out quite a bit, because I wouldn't have missed this entire side thing. Just walking in front of him to show off that, in fact, he is a non-hostile. If you press A behind him, you should recognize this right away. You just saw this in the last episode. This is underneath the boss arena, the area you fall into after about the halfway point in the boss. So you can come here early.
Well, what's up? This pit is for hollows, not for the likes of you sane folk. Or perhaps you are a hollow, posing as otherwise? Yes, yes, then we are just fine. It's important to know who you are, but we'll all be mad soon enough. And should you be undead, well, all the more so. Beware. The shackles of the gods are fragile. You might need this. Etch it on your heart if you feel your sanity slipping. Come here to pile up your victims, for that will form your anchor. You'll see when you go mad. They'll be your family.
Yap Yap loves the camera. Sorry for that. He also likes stabbing people in the back. But from that, you get the Mound Maker's Covenant item, which is a malformed vertebra found by the Mad with a queer symbol on its inside, proof of the shackles of the gods, equipped to pledge oneself to Mound Maker's Covenant. The Mound Makers wish only to add to their mounds, becoming mad spirits whether summoned as cooperators or invaders. They are blithe to those around them, for in their minds any kill might lead to another shackle. So an interesting covenant. It's the purple covenant that we've seen. Also the person that invaded us at the bridge bonfire there was in fact the dude that was standing there. And after the boss fight, you can notice his dead body laying on the ground. I didn't notice there was a unique body there when I was standing over him, but I wish I did. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next episode.